Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 442 podcast. I'm Azar Bathani, and as always, I'm joined by... No, I'm not joined by the wonderful Tommy Salty.
I
went into autopilot.
I almost said that's me. That's how bad it is. I was playing everything in my head, yeah.
And I'm joined by the... pompous
What
Tony.
a start.
Let's go with that.
What a start, yeah.
No Tommy this week. We clearly are getting used to the dynamic of just the two of us for now.
Yeah.
But he'll be back next week. We're not worried about him. Chelsea finally won a game and Tommy doesn't even show up.
Yeah, cashed in on his Easter voucher, I guess. Yeah, maybe he was really rattled by the Chelsea women's result. I don't know, but
maybe. Hey,
yeah.
Maybe he was just having an excellent weekend.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Certainly sounded like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Chat, so. Yeah.
Let's move right into the Premier League action for the weekend. We'll start with Aston Villa 4, Newcastle 1. Big game in the Champions League race. Two teams that were on, I think, the two longest winning streaks in the league, if I wasn't mistaken, going into this. I think Villa had won their last 4, Newcastle had won their last 5, or something like that going into it. So two teams in good form. Good form going into this, and Villa just ripped Newcastle to shreds, particularly in the second half.
Yeah, it's a weird game. I didn't expect... I mean, Villa came out of the traps flying. Watkins scored very early on. They hit the post a lot. Like, they had a lot of chances.
Watkins, I think, alone hit the post 2 or 3 times.
It was crazy. It was, I mean, you look at it, I think Newcastle equalized, but Villa battered Newcastle. Like, this is one of those where the scoreline doesn't flatter them. It wasn't a case of them being clinical. They could have scored a lot more goals.
I mean, Nick Pope made a ton of saves in this one.
9 shots on target for Villa, 23 shots in total. They're clearly flying high. They did get the win against PSG in midweek. It wasn't quite the result they wanted, but it felt like...
I mean, they were 1 goal shy. The level of that comeback, I think, meant that they could go out with their heads held high. Because it went down, 2-0 on the night?
They did, yeah.
And then they scored 3?
Yeah.
Or something like that. So they needed another one to take it to extra time. They had one blocked on the line right at the end.
I mean,
so
I think
they came close to it.
That game, I think Emery, if he could have that back, he does have this weakness where he just can't help himself. He has to change it. The Rashford change.
Needed to keep Rashford on. I called it in the chat. Yeah, you had to keep them on.
If anything, maybe don't even bring on Watkins because if you don't want to change the shape, because they had so much momentum, I don't think he needed to change anything at that point. Rashford was ripping PSG to shreds.
That man hates PSG, man.
He does.
He hates PSG.
Him scoring felt inevitable, so him coming off was probably not the right call.
No.
In retrospect. But,
you have to love them playing the Europa League anthem before we kick off.
Man, whoever did that, man.
Apparently, it was on some technical thing. I'm convinced that Emery is the one that caused this technical thing. The Europa League anthem just puts him in the mindset. It gets him ready. It gets him hyped. But apparently, from what's being said in the ground, is with how they do it is they'll play a little bit of the Champions League anthem as the players are walking out, and then they'll play the full thing when they're lined up. When they were walking out, it was already apparently playing the Europa League anthem. And then and everyone was like, "What's going on?" But apparently, it was something that couldn't be overridden. There was some glitch with whatever sound system.
That just sounds like a Birmingham fan.
Emery's in charge of this.
Yeah,
Emery's in charge. Emery's put someone up. There's an assistant coach in that booth somewhere that has locked the door, keeping UEFA out.
Seemed to have the adverse effect on the players on the night because they didn't start that game well. But they started this one well, as we said, and Newcastle have this in them. Like they'll be playing really well, then they just collapse out of nowhere. I couldn't have called this result the way it happened. Villa winning, sure. Villa battering Newcastle was nuts. Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's the only
I
part
mean,
of the table where there's any jeopardy. So it's good to see that
Yeah.
there's still some intensity left in some games. Yeah.
Newcastle's still in third at
yeah.
the end of the weekend's fixtures, at least, not the game week per se. Villa are up to 7th, but Villa are only 2 points behind Newcastle now. It is tight up there.
It's really tough to call that one. That I think. I mean, we're gonna talk about Forest later. They're hanging on.
They're falling away.
Tommy
They're
did call it.
away.
He did say he wasn't sure they'd be able to hold on. If they don't win today, I think that might be it. Honestly, they need to win today, just to stay ahead of the pack. Yeah, but hey, I want Newcastle in there. I think Villa, quality wise, probably deserve to be in there. But
Yeah.
we'll see.
Look,
We'll see how it goes.
in an ideal world, both Chelsea and City miss out. But I
Honestly.
don't think both of them will miss.
One of them will make it. With there being 5 teams, you expect one of them to make it. So
Unfortunately, it does look like City are coming into some kind of form.
Yeah.
Their game against Everton was not great,
No.
but they found a way in the end. I finished 2-0. Nico O'Reilly getting the first one, and Kovacic getting the second one.
Really nice goal from
His first
Kovacic.
name is Nico, right? It is Nico.
Nico,
O'Reilly, isn't it?
I think it is. Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
I keep wanting to say Baba O'Reilly, and I'm like, I know that is not correct.
No. I think it's Nico O'Reilly, yeah. Yeah. Good goals. He's really stepped in this season, O'Reilly. Of late, he's been playing really well. So, hey, good for City, I guess. Yeah, not much to say about them, to be honest.
No, there's not much to say about that game in general.
Yeah.
Let's move on to Chelsea. Tommy's beloved team winning a West London derby against Fulham in dramatic fashion. They were 1-0 down for a long time in this game. Alex Iwobi getting the goal for Fulham. And then Tyreek George, I think, getting his first goal for Chelsea. First Premier League goal, at least. Maybe he scored in the Conference League. I
think he has. Has
he? Okay, good for him. I saw people online calling him Evil Saka.
Yeah, I saw that.
Which is very... I was like, that seems a bit mean for this kid. And then I looked at it and I'm like, yeah, it's Evil Saka.
Yeah.
He really looks like if you took all the joy out of Bukayo Saka. But
I'm seeing. No, I was just checking to see. I think he has scored 2 goals. I don't know where the other one was, but yeah, he has scored 2 goals. Yeah, Conference League, as you'd expect. So yeah, his second goal for Chelsea. Sorry, George.
His first real goal for Chelsea.
Okay, yeah, fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what to make of Chelsea. I mean, Maresca was getting a lot of heat at halftime.
Yeah.
Because they lost midweek. They qualified in the Conference League, but they lost to Liga Warsaw at home, which is incredible.
It's a bad look.
Yeah, it's really, they've not been playing well. So, yeah, big results. In a way, I'm not surprised that it takes someone like Tyreek George to come on and make a difference, because I don't think the rest of the team has really been playing for Maresca lately.
No.
Yeah, they needed a spark
it feels
from somewhere else.
It feels very similar to his time at Leicester, where they started off in the Championship very well, and they fell off completely in the second half of the season, to the point where I think they ended up winning the Championship last year.
Yeah.
But they should have been runaway winners, and it ended up being very, very tight. We need to talk about that Pedro Neto winner at the end.
It's a good goal. The football leading up to it was really good as well.
My God, what a hit.
Yeah.
That poor net.
Yeah, we've been criticizing Neto for not having enough end product. So it's good to see him actually take some initiative in front of goal. not easy because he's on the turn, right? He's on the turn, swivels and lashes it. I mean, the power beats Leno because it wasn't in the corner per se.
It wasn't in the corner, but I don't know what keeper can react quickly enough to stop that.
Yeah, it's a great finish. And yeah, it keeps Chelsea because if they had lost this, I think that would
be in trouble.
Yeah, you can't drop points right now. Yeah, you can't drop points.
Even with the draw, they would have been 7th right now.
Yeah, as it stands, what are they? 5th? Yeah, 5th. A point behind City.
So they are clinging on.
Yeah,
like they've got the goal difference on Forest and Villa.
Yeah, but if Forest win,
equal on goal difference with Newcastle. Exactly. Forest win or draw, they go ahead of Chelsea.
Yeah. What is it? Yeah, 2 points separates 3rd to 7th. Yeah, crazy. Yeah. Crazy. 5 games left after this match week, so yeah. It's going to go down to the wire,
5 fucking games left this season.
Yeah, when you look at the goal difference, you'd expect the 3 that are there to be the 3 that go through. But Chelsea, they're on the opposite trend that you can't really tell where that's going to go. Yeah, so...
Yeah, Chelsea's form is all over. In their last 5, they've lost 1, drawn 2, won 2.
Yeah.
Man City have drawn 2, won 3 in their last 5. Newcastle, like we said, were on a win streak until this week. Villa, 5 wins in a row. Forest have lost their last 2.
Chelsea's and run-in is Everton at home, have to win that. Liverpool at home, tough. Newcastle away, very tough.
Going to be hell.
United, Chelsea, who knows what that's going to be.
Fucking mess. It's going to be a mess.
And then the last game of the season is Forest away.
So, yes. I'm ready for this.
Yeah,
strap yourselves in.
That's a tough run-in. They needed those points.
Next game week we have Villa against City. There's some good games. There's some tasty games. It's a good thing there's a chunk of teams involved, so we have a few games worth watching each week.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Yeah. One team that doesn't really have to pay attention to the Premier League anymore is Man United. They lost 1-0 to Wolves at home. Hey, mathematically safe from relegation. Thank you, Arsenal, for that one.
European semi-finalist or European semi-finalist. Yeah.
Well, United and Spurs on this terrible run are both in semi-finals.
One of you could end up in the Champions League this season after this nonsense. I don't.
Football is wonderful, isn't it?
Crazy,
it's so stupid.
That Lyon game, that is your Coventry. Right, that's your Coventry game from last season, like your great escape. Because
I told you in the group chat, at 4-2, I went to take a shower. I checked my phone while in the shower,
no.
I ended up watching.
Don't skip out on the details. Your last message to us was,
I might take the toaster.
I might take the toaster. And it's yeah.
The thing is, my phone was going off while I was in the shower. I ended up watching the end of the game from the shower. I'm in the corner of the shower, huddled with my phone. Great place to watch a game, apparently.
I will say, the moment Casemiro, he gets that penalty, because he very much won that penalty, Casemiro.
Oh, absolutely.
And it was clear they were going to win. It was, Lyon just crumbled. They were trying to waste time. They were just doing things to aggravate the crowd, which is not smart. Learn
from Andre Onana. Learn from Onana, please.
Yeah, and Harry Maguire, I honestly
just
think
put him up top rest of the season.
I don't know what he's I don't know why he keeps changing it back. Just leave the guy up there, because the other guy is not scoring. And he's not getting chances. That's the thing with Højlund. He's not really getting chances.
46 shots in the last 45 games or something like that for Højlund.
That is awful.
That's terrible.
A shot a game is awful for a centre forward. Maguire came on, and it's just, you have a target in the box. I mean, the movement for his winner is really good, right? I mean, David Moyes did it best. He went to United, and what was his first signing? I think it was his first
Fellaini
signing.
up top.
Yeah, Fellaini. Like, embrace it. Embrace it. But,
And
yeah.
it's genuinely, like, for days after, I think I was just in disbelief that we won that game.
Yeah.
Because, like, throwing away the 2-goal lead and losing is basically what I've come to expect this season from United. Like, that part, I was like, yeah, this seems on brand for the season. Coming back from 2 down in the span of 6 minutes, that is not something I thought
I don't know, man. It is very United. You find ways to do this. Like,
it's very United. I mean, they had the game against City, didn't they?
Yeah, you find ways to just... It's just like you're on the verge of, I don't know, total
disaster.
Yeah, and then somehow you just survive. That's what you've been doing lately, just surviving. I don't know, man. With Amorim,
this club is going to be the death of me. Is what's happening.
Yeah,
taking years off my fucking life.
I still feel like if I was the United management, I don't know that I can continue this with Amorim. I mean, we saw what life without Bruno Fernandes was like, and then he came on and he missed a bunch of chances because United did have all the chances. I mean, it's a great free kick by Sarabia to win it.
I was gonna say in this game, if we have any finish about us, we win it.
Yeah.
Garnacho had 3 separate cutbacks that should have been put away. I think one was to Bruno, one was to Mount, and the ball across to Højlund that any striker in any kind of form gets to. That's why he has no fucking shots. He doesn't get on the end of anything.
Yeah, his movement sucks.
But great free kick from Sarabia, but that was Wolves' only real chance of the game that I can remember.
I don't know that they had any other shot on target. They probably had like 4 shots.
They did not. They did not have another shot on target.
Yeah, so there you go. But that's kind of the story of United's season.
We need goals in the summer.
2 shots on target for Wolves, 4 in total, like I said. So it's I don't know. I keep wondering if a proper management structure will get to the end of the season and they'd be looking to replace him. You're going to get wing backs, no wingers. It has to work. If it doesn't work, the next manager is screwed. Because, the way you're going to assemble this squad, I don't know.
I would be very, very surprised if Amorim is not there at the start of next season. There is no chance. I think there is as close to 0%.
Even if you don't win Europa?
Yes. I don't think they have the money to sack him if they want to sign players in the
Yeah,
summer.
that's the talk. I mean, his contract's not that long, man. But,
It's not a very long contract. But they're so... If they don't win Europa, they're so tight on the budget that with the PSR stuff, I don't think they can afford to do anything else.
Yeah. Anyway.
Weirdly, if they do win Europa, then there's a big influx of cash, so they have a bit more money to play around with. But then they're not going to sack him.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a big influx. It's an influx. It's not massive.
There's leeway. There's some leeway then, right?
Yeah.
And would you rather use that leeway to sack another manager, or would you rather use that leeway to sign?
In this situation, I'd rather use it to sack the manager because
I'd rather use it to sign players. Honestly,
no, man, you can't back this. You're losing every week. You can't back this. I'm sorry. Like, I would get rid of him, and I'd be looking to sign like Premier League players, like all this signing players from Europe that will come in and fit what he's doing. Liam Delap is a market opportunity. He'd be the one I'd get.
I would love to sign Liam Delap.
I'd get rid of Højlund, keep Xerxes, get rid of and bring Delap in. Everyone keeps saying, "Oh, United keeps signing junior strikers." It's not that they're junior; it's just that they're not goal scorers. Go sign someone who has aggression in the box, right? Sign a Delap. Sign like midfielders in the Premier League midfielders that can run. Onana was an opportunity that you passed on last summer. He would have been brilliant for you. Just, I don't know. We'll see. But I do think you're right. United, they just seem to take the easy option all the time. And the easy option is to keep him. So, like they did with Ten Hag. and that was a mistake. They
The
spent all
Ten
the
Hag
money.
one is gonna fucking.
Yeah.
Ten Hag's reign is gonna haunt us for so long. We spent so much fucking. I was looking at the list of like 21 signings that Ten Hag made. It got posted somewhere. I was
Yeah.
like, Jesus Christ, the amount of money they spent on the level of player is just absurd.
I hear
Just
you.
absurd.
But he was winning at a better rate than Amorim is right now, which is crazy.
Mm.
Yeah.
But I still feel like I was more depressed by the end of Ten Hag's. We'll see where Amorim takes me.
Yeah.
But
How did you feel before the end of that Lyon game? Before you started that
I told
comeback?
you.
That's what you need to hold on to when you say you were more depressed under Ten Hag. Yeah. You've gotten
Yeah,
that
I
injection.
was feeling that under Ten Hag too. I remember that Coventry game.
Yeah. Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see where it goes. As we move on, Ipswich 0, Arsenal 4. Not the most important game of Arsenal's week.
Again, all I hear is Real Madrid 1,
slapped up
Arsenal 2.
Ipswich.
That's all I hear. Yeah, the only really eventful thing, like, I don't understand this idea where player injures another player, player gets sent off, and then they start booing the player that got injured. I don't get it. Because Leif Davis goes through Saka's Achilles like it's an awful challenge. And, yeah, Saka proceeded to upset the entire fantasy world by missing two great
He missed
chances.
every fucking chance.
Yeah.
I'm livid with him.
Yeah, it's just like
Missing all those chances, getting subbed off at 59 minutes.
and what was
Fucking
really upsetting
useless.
is he created the first two goals, but he doesn't get the assist. Right? He doesn't get the assist because Marino flicks on the
Bullshit.
second. Odegaard gets the slightest touch on the first, so the assist goes somewhere else. It's just like
I saw the entire Arsenal starting lineup got a return in this game except
him.
Saka.
Accept him, and it's just like
Fucking
okay.
useless.
And he was really good, but after that, I think after they started booing him, he really wanted to score to shut them up,
Yeah.
and he lost focus when he got his chances, and it was just like yeah. But Ethan came on, grabbed the goal, which was nice because his form is. He's suffered a bit recently, so it was nice for him to get back on the score sheet. 9 goals for the season, which is incredible
Great
for
return.
17-year-olds. Yeah, and who scored there? Oh, Trossard. Yeah, the minion grabbed 2 goals, 2 meg finishes. Really nice.
Well, ruined Leandro Trossard for me.
Yeah, I assume that's what the celebration is because I don't
wrong.
know.
Yeah, I assume. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can only assume he's a minion. First in line for the next Despicable Me movie whenever it comes out.
He should make an
I
appearance.
assume they're still making more.
They'll make more. Yeah, milk it for all it's worth. Yeah. Hey, PSG next in the Champions League. That's gonna be tasty.
I'm looking forward to that.
I am. I think it's a really good quartet of semifinalists because like you have Inter Milan, Barcelona. Again, another clash of styles. Inter a bit similar to Arsenal, although they do it in a different way. Barcelona, who just have no defense. They have no defense at all.
Fuck it. Offside. They do Ange's offside line.
They
better
use
than
that.
Ange does.
That's the halfway line. That's their defense. That's their
Yeah.
defense. It's like, can you keep calm and just time your run? But then they go crazy when it comes to scoring goals. I mean, they came from 2 goals down this weekend to win 4-3 right at the depth. Again, Real Madrid winning at the depth as well. To keep that race really exciting.
Rafinha's up to 60 goals and assists on the season.
Sure, I believe it. He's having a crazy season, but yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, PSG will be tough. I do think we match up well to them, but those rotations in the white spaces are going to be really interesting between the fullbacks and the forwards. So we'll see.
A lot is going to depend on one, if he can lock down Kvaratskhelia, because if he starts ball rolling people, it might be game.
Yeah.
And 2, how you handle the wide players, because that being able to bring on one of Doué or Barcola is insane. It's stupid.
Yeah, Barcola doesn't scare me as well. It's Doué on that right hand side is a game changer. Like he's really dynamic. But again, Miles Lewis Skelly hasn't been dribble past this season, which is nuts.
Risky stat to throw out there.
I have faith in them, and listen, whatever happens.
People were throwing that out about Virgil van Dijk, and then he started letting everyone past him.
Yeah, but he went a whole season. People were saying it for a whole season, and it didn't happen. And then the next season anyway. We'll see. I go into it with no expectations. That's the beauty of it. Just you know, let's see what happens. So yeah, as you can tell, I'm not interested in the Premier League. I mean, we needed this win. Yeah. If we win on Wednesday, I think that pretty much secures second place.
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the 5 teams behind Arsenal in the Champions League race. How many of them are going to get to 70 points?
Well, if you asked me before this weekend, I would have said Newcastle have a chance, but they've hit a stall.
Newcastle are 21 off that 70 point. Oh no, sorry, they're 11 off that.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Wrong. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. You know what? Newcastle could still get there, but Arsenal finished like wherever they finished points wise. I think they pretty much got second sealed up anyway. Like five games left. I don't see them.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's why I was like, if we beat Crystal Palace on Wednesday, that pretty much sews it up. I think so. Yeah, I mean not mathematically, but yeah, you would expect. So we can focus on the Champions League, which will be good. Because 3 games from history, 3 wins from history.
It's close. Someone pointed out that the North London European Super Cup is still on.
Okay. Yeah. That's true. Yeah. Spurs winning the Europa League. It's just disgusting, man.
My biggest fear for this season is a United Spurs Europa League final and Spurs winning. I don't think I'll survive that.
You can't be that club.
No, we can't be that club. We can't be that club. That's my biggest fear of the season. I'd rather go out in the semi-finals than lose to Spurs in the final.
That would be bad. Yeah. Bodo Glimt will be tough.
But Bodo Glimt are underrated. Like, people keep overlooking them, and they've been getting results in Europe for what feels like the last few years now.
Yeah, they have.
I mean, we have another fucking Spanish club. We can play Athletic Club Bilbao.
They're extremely motivated. The final's in Bilbao. So
final is in Bilbao, so it's not going to be easy for either English team to even make it to the final.
Yeah,
because both these clubs are also basket cases. Let's move on to a club that isn't a basket case. Liverpool beat Leicester 1-0 away from home. Trent Alexander-Arnold coming off the bench, scoring a winner, putting his shirt on the corner flag, giving it the big one. Have Liverpool fans forgiven him yet?
It's an angry celebration. No, they have not. I saw a lot of things on my timeline that Trent Alexander-Arnold has ruined my weekend. It's like he helped your team win, and you're saying it's like they were reminded of his quality. That's his first left-footed goal. That's surprising to me in the Premier League, at least. That
is surprising.
Really surprising.
I figured he'd coming in from the right. At least scored one accidentally.
Yeah, I feel like maybe 1 or 2 deflected off the crossbar and hit the keeper or something. I don't know. He's definitely scored with his left before, but not in the Premier League. That surprised me. So, yeah. Do you think Salah's form is of concern now that he's signed this contract?
Hey, his form has been of concern for the past month and a half.
Yeah.
Really. It's been very quiet.
It's not just the goals that have dried up. His underlying metrics are starting to dip. Now, that could just be motivation, but I don't know, man. Like, it's a big risk they're taking.
It feels like, I mean, the contract is 2 years. Yeah. So it's fine. I think we won't really know this season, will we? Because Liverpool have nothing to play for. They are 1 win away from the Premier League title now. The
Could win
foot is
next
very
week,
much off the gas. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's yeah. So next season is when we'll see if this is just lack of motivation, dip in form, or if it is really the start of a decline. Because he's what, 33 now?
He's gonna be 33 in the summer for sure. I don't
Going to
think
be
he's
33 in the
yet.
summer.
Yeah.
Okay. So we'll see start of next season. If this kind of form continues and those underlying metrics continue starting next season, yeah, you can start being concerned. Right now, I honestly would not read much into it. Like, 13 points clear, about to win the title. You can kind of just do whatever you want at this point.
Yeah. Having said that, his form is also the reason they're not in the Champions League right now, because he didn't turn up against PSG. The FA Cup, sure, I don't think he was involved in that. So you're right, we won't know until next year, but this is usually what happens. Contract year, you play for that contract, you get that contract, and then the age cliff kind of comes in. Salah's a mentality monster, so it could be different, but I don't know. We'll see. Yeah.
On the other side of this game, Leicester finally down. Man, they were outside the relegation zone when they sacked Steve Cooper, and they have gotten one win under Van Nistelrooy.
Probably Southampton.
I'm pretty sure. One win, maybe 2 wins. No, they haven't played Southampton yet under Van Nistelrooy. They beat Spurs. Because of course they did.
Wow. Man.
2-1.
How can Leicester beat anybody?
Before last week where they drew 2-2 with Brighton, the goals against Spurs were the only goals they'd scored for a while too.
Yeah, I saw... I think they haven't scored at home in their last 9 games or something.
Is that still going? I thought they broke that against Brighton. Unless the Brighton game was away from home.
They were at home this week, so odds are they were away last week. Let me see. Hold on. Let me take a look. No, it was away. They haven't scored at home in the last 9 games.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so that is still going.
That's still going.
Jesus fuck.
Yeah.
Just this entire Van Nistelrooy to Leicester experiment, I don't understand it from anyone's point of view. Van Nistelrooy's stock was reasonably high because he'd won a few games as caretaker at United.
Never made sense. Never made sense. For Leicester, Van Nistelrooy's never been in a relegation battle. His previous job was PSV, I think. Was it PSV?
He was up near the top of the.
Yeah, I think you're right.
I'm pretty sure it was PSV because I think he won the Dutch Cup and stuff with them. He's not experienced in a relegation battle. Why are you going for him?
I don't know. Clubs are doing that a lot these days. Yeah, I just think this quartet or these managers that have come up are just... Sorry, these teams that have come up. I mean, I saw Ipswich, for instance. They've won 1 home game this season. It's just all these records. It's just...
You know what? Ipswich, though, to me, feel like they're a bad team, but they don't feel as deplorable as Leicester or Southampton to me.
Ipswich are 3 points ahead of Leicester. They're all bad.
That is damning. That is
they're all bad.
That's a pretty valid
and they're
argument.
15 points behind West Ham, who are 17th, 1 place above them. They're all the same. All the 3 teams, they just package it differently. Southampton are they came in on hands up, we are shit. Leicester came in, they're like, hey, we won the league, we might be good. They were not good. And Ipswich are like, we're going to be really tight defensively. They're all bad. They're just all bad.
Yeah, I'm looking at the goals conceded column. It's 71, 73, 78.
Yeah,
it's not great.
They're all bad, man.
At least Ipswich score a few more goals than the other ones.
Same number of wins. They've just eked out a number of 1-1 and 0-0 draws, Ipswich. But, yeah, the Premier League's got a real problem. It's starting to feel like the 17 teams, they're just safe. They can't go down.
It looks like the talent gap between the Premier League and Championship is getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah. But hey, congrats to Liverpool. They 1 win away. really deserved. They're getting a lot of there's a lot of grief they're getting. People saying it's not been a great Premier League season. It just hasn't. But that's not their
I mean,
fault.
that's not, yeah, that's not on them. That's
yeah.
not on them. They gave people opportunities. They gave Arsenal opportunities, and other clubs just didn't capitalize.
Yeah, I mean, I think with Liverpool, they've had the luck of fitness this season. They haven't always in previous seasons. This season, their key players have stayed fit. Van Dijk and Salah have stayed fit. Those two. And I think it's propelled them to this title. So, yeah. What can you say? 2 losses this season. They've scored a shit ton of goals. Been good defensively. Yeah, I think the real test for Arne Slot starts next season. In terms of this rebuild, we want to see if he can back it up again. Because I do think I expect next season to be more competitive. Who knows these days? Who knows? But
I mean, the title race should be closer than this next season, at the very least.
You would hope.
You would hope. You would hope. Well, we briefly mentioned the relegated teams, and we did briefly mention West Ham. I would like to shame West Ham for giving Southampton a point, and meaning they have now equaled the points total of Derby County in 07-08. Southampton now on 11 points for the season. I guess this counts as a new manager bounce for Southampton.
Oh my God, who's their manager? Who's their manager?
I don't know. I don't know.
That's true.
But I know that Juric is gone. I think it's one of the assistants or something. Like, one of those guys. I don't know his name.
Okay. I clicked Southampton. I'm seeing James Ward-Prowse. He's not there. Surely they didn't sign him back. He's at West Ham, right?
No, he is at West Ham.
Okay. Yeah, I don't see any manager. Maybe it's Aaron Ramsdale. Maybe it's.
I mean, hey, Aaron Ramsey is taking over at Cardiff for the rest of the season.
I mean, that was crazy. Yeah.
That's made me feel very old. But yeah, West Ham. Yeah, we need to be shamed. You need to be shamed for what you've done here. It's gone a bit under the radar because in terms of new manager appointments, because I know Amorim is taking all the headlines for how bad United have been, understandably so. Graham Potter has not been good at West Ham so far.
No, he hasn't. Simon Rusk is a caretaker manager. Simon Rusk, whoever he is.
Sure.
Yeah, mentioned. Yeah, Potter.
Hey, Simon Rusk has the highest points average of any Southampton manager this season.
Yeah, quit while you're ahead. Yeah. Potter, I don't know, man. His stock was really high after Brighton. It's not gone well for him since then. Yeah, it just feels like everything since that Chelsea... Ever since he walked through the door at Chelsea, his reputation has taken hit after hit. Yeah, I don't know what West Ham are trying to achieve.
He waited so long to take a job and then ended up taking West Ham.
I think he wanted the England job. And then when he didn't get that, took the next best thing, right? I don't think we can say West Ham's the next best thing, but the next available job.
The next best thing available.
Yeah. So, yeah. Here's what it is. I mean, West Ham, again,
what it is.
In previous seasons, like 5 years ago, they'd been threat of relegation, but the way this season's gone, you can just turn up and you survive. So,
pretty much.
Yeah. The new points tally to be safe is like 25, which is not good. Used to be 40. Now
it used to be 40 was guaranteed safe.
Yeah.
37, 38, you were probably safe.
Now it's about 25 to 28. That's too low.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One thing I would like to point out from this game week, during the Crystal Palace Bournemouth game, otherwise relatively uneventful 0-0, we finally, someone following in our friend Yerson Mosquera's footsteps. We have a freak of the week, ladies and gentlemen. Ismail Assar, for no reason at all, gets pantsed by Justin Kluivert, and there is a wonderful, wonderful image out there of Sarr just like looking at the referee like, are you seeing this? What the fuck is going on? Well, like, the video is wild. Like, Kluivert just pulls his pants down in the middle of tussling for the ball. It's wonderful stuff. Somehow both of them got booked for it because that's Premier League refereeing for you. But it's good to see someone following in Mascara's footsteps because we had a good thing going with them in the first few weeks of the season.
Now that you mention it, this was the game that Chris Richards got sent off in this game. I watched a few clips of the
idea why.
Yeah,
no idea why.
He barely touched the guy, and then before that, I can't remember who it was. There was a very blatant foul to stop a counterattack that was not given. I think it was Alex Scott. Is it Alex Scott?
Yes.
Yeah, it was Alex Scott that he stopped a counterattack, almost like a rugby tackle. The ref didn't give it. Then with Richards, he barely touches the guy, sends him off. And then later on, Tyler Adams stops another counterattack, sliding in. And then he doesn't give it. And it's you wonder what's going through the referee's mind when he's making these decisions. Like, this is why fans think there's a conspiracy. Because how do you justify not sending off at least one of the players for professional fouls in one instance, and then for barely a foul in the other instance, you send the guy off? It's, crazy.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but
there was some other European football this week. It was the Women's Champions League semi-finals, Tony.
Yeah.
I've brought your mood down, haven't I?
You know what? I didn't watch the Chelsea-Barcelona game. I've seen the highlights, but I watched the Arsenal one. So Lyon Lyon are, as far as heritage goes,
pedigree.
They're 7-time winners of the Champions League, or
something like that.
They were good. In that first half, they were really good. Arsenal really struggled to contain them. Second half came out, and we had a lot more intensity. And actually, we missed sitters in that period. Like, I'm talking open goals. Like, Frida Manum had one chance. She was a yard out. She just needs to connect properly. She heads. I couldn't believe it. It was one of those where I'm celebrating, thinking we've scored, and she missed it. Blackstenius comes on. She has an open net, albeit from outside the area, and she tries to pass and gets the pass all wrong. I can't remember who else had. Beth Mead had a really good chance as well. We just missed a lot of chances. Eventually, we get the penalty. We get a penalty right at the end of that wave of pressure. Mariana Caldente, clinical from the spot as usual, and then about 4 or 5 minutes later, we can see the counterattack, and it just deflated the stadium. Like, it's a really good goal. It just sapped all the energy out of the stadium. Lyon were very professional in that point, kept the ball away from us, made sure that we could not get any intensity going. But I saw enough to think it's a really small chance, because going to France needing to win is not ideal, but we can hurt them. If we score first, we can make it really interesting. So, it's not completely hopeless. Chelsea, on the other hand, the Chelsea-Barcelona game,
that was bad. Done.
That was bad.
That is done.
Yeah, Barcelona.
4-1 the final score?
4-1 the final score. Chelsea and Barcelona met in the semi-final. Yeah, it was the semi-final last year of the Champions League. It was a lot more competitive than this. I keep feeling like Sonia Bonpastor. Chelsea have been really good. No, Chelsea have gotten a lot of really good results this season. They've been really consistent. I don't think they're playing as well as I've seen them in the past. And in this game, it really came to a head. They were battered. I mean, Sandy Baltimore, she gets a goal. That would have been, if they had escaped with a 2-1, you're thinking, okay, we can take it back to England and maybe we can go again right away. Right away, Barcelona get 2. Towards the end anyway. Barcelona get 2. It's 4-1. You're not coming back from 4-1.
I'm forgetting which player it was. Maybe it was Mateas with the little backheel assist on one of the goals.
Yeah, I think it was Mateas. Was it Bonmati? Anyway.
I think it was Mateas.
Yeah.
But
The Barcelona
Nasty.
players were trying to go early with their celebrations, and Putellas was having none of it. That's where experience comes in. She was having. We still have a job to do in England. She killed those celebrations quickly. Made sure because the team is actually very young. Like the Barcelona team, you have Bonmati and you have Putellas in that attack that are the experienced heads, and they're surrounded by basically regents. So, yeah. As expected with La Masia, they're always producing these players. But, yeah. It's going to be... I mean, Chelsea, I think they're out. They're just going to try and save face in the second leg.
It's too much of a mountain to climb in the second leg.
So,
I believe the Women's FA Cup final is United versus Chelsea, so that's going to be fun as well.
I have one complaint that the semi-finals of the Champions League should never be on a weekend. It just doesn't hit the same, man.
It doesn't feel right. You want that midweek.
Yeah, and in the night as well. You need the games at night. Like, seeing the sun, I was just like, man, this feels like...
I want the floodlights.
Yeah. I know they're doing it so that there's less... Because, like, the Arsenal game was before the Premier League games, right? So they're trying to keep the games away from each other, mostly for policing. But just general scheduling. But honestly, it was just it kills the spectacle a bit, man. So hopefully,
I would say maybe do the games like Saturday night or something like that.
Yeah, why not? But you forget, like, there are Premier League games Saturday night in England already, right?
No, the games and the latest game. I guess the latest game starts at like 5, doesn't it?
That's what I mean. So you can't really...
Yeah.
They're trying to keep it...
5 to 8, so then you're basically starting at 9 and you're finishing at midnight, which is not going to happen.
Yeah, you're not going to get any fans who are... You can't really do that. The ideal... even if it's on a Thursday, to keep it away from the Champions League, but then you have Europa League. I get it. There are issues with scheduling. Don't do this. I don't like this. It's not... Yeah.
Don't do it. Champions League deserves to be at night.
Yeah.
We have a game today, Tony, and it's two teams that could potentially play Champions League football next season, through different avenues. Spurs against Forest. I believe Spurs are at home for this one. Yes, Spurs are at home, hosting Nottingham Forest. Forest need a win here. Spurs, they can kind of do whatever they want here. This doesn't particularly matter for them. Do you have a prediction for this one?
This is really tough to call for me because I just don't know what to expect with Spurs. Forest, I'm looking at their form. They've
tailed off. Lost the last two.
I don't know, man. I genuinely have no idea. I'm gonna say 1-1. I'm gonna say 1-1. Yeah, just Forest get a result. They shut up shop, and Spurs don't have enough to get the win. I'm gonna say 1-1.
It's unfortunate that you took the exact prediction I was gonna go for.
Yeah.
Do I have to be interesting and stray away from what you said?
I will say in previous weeks when I've tried that, it has not worked in my favor. So
yeah, it's true. I'm gonna stick to my instincts and also say this one's finishing 1-1.
Yeah.
Because I think Spurs will probably rotate after Europa League. I don't know, it's fucking Angel do something weird, and won't. He'll be like, no, I gotta play all my guys, and then Christian Romero will do something stupid and concede a goal.
Has Ricky? Is it Mickey Van de Ven? It's Mickey Van de Ven.
Van de Ven, yeah.
He's not been playing much recently.
He's not. He is back from injury. Yeah. He was on the bench in the last Premier League game. For obvious reasons, I was not following Spurs' Europa League game because I was very concerned with what was on my TV instead.
I have no idea. They won 1-0. That's all I know.
Yeah.
Did he play?
I don't know if he played. I just told you I was not paying attention.
Okay, he did play. So maybe they're just saving him for the Europa League.
Honestly, probably fair with how fucked up his hamstrings are.
Yeah, because he played the first leg too. So I guess that's what Andrew's doing. Okay.
You know what? At least he's rotating him. You're not running him into the ground again.
Yeah, because they asked Mickey why he's not playing, and he was like, "Ask the manager. I don't know. He wants obviously every player wants to play, but his history suggests that he can't play every 3 days. So you have to make a decision, and it looks like Ange just made
You have to go once a week.
a practical decision for once.
It's the correct decision.
Yeah, it is.
Good on you, Ange. And for more practical decisions, you can follow us on all socials at 44Took and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. As always, thank you for joining me, Tony.
Yeah, enjoy the chai, Uzi, as always.
And wherever you are, thank you, Tommy. Thank you so much for listening. It makes it sound like he died. He's fine. He'll be back next week.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.